going to take a few minutes to talk with you about your pitch project guidelines and highlight a few items here. 100 points, as you are aware, and you're looking to actually sell a show. You're going to pitch a show. It could be syndicated, which means that you can either a new syndicated first run show. It could be game show. It could be another Entertainment Tonight type show. It could be primetime network, broadcast, or cable. But it could also be online, like Amazon or Netflix. Read that development chapter in Module 6. I've already highlighted the elements that I found most important, so definitely review those. Your topics, it's wide open. It could be a web series about customers at TJ Maxx. It could be a movie of the week at CBS. Just depends on what your interest is. For sure, you need to make this decision. Are you working alone, with a partner, or with a team of 3 or 4? Let me know ASAP, should have been on the 9th of June, to who you're going to work with, or if you're working by yourself. Everyone's going to get the same grade if you work in a team. So just know that. If there's any problems, I know you'll work it out. Make this a wow pitch. For sure, make this the best sales pitch that you can. The goal here, because we're in an online environment, is to use all kinds of tools that are available and be able to post them into CourseDebt. Could be a Facebook Live that you link to. It could be a YouTube video, audio, Prezi if you like that. PowerPoint, of course, is the old standard. Spreadsheets might work, charts, graphs, podcast. I've been pushing infographics. I like infographics. They just seem like they work really well. I think they'll be useful for this final piece here that's called a leave behind. I'll talk about that now. This is where you're going to leave it to the executives that you pitch to. It could be an NBC executive. It could be a network, a Netflix executive. Maybe in that infographic, it's a one-sheeter on the front and back, or just on the front, using PictoChart, where it highlights all the pieces of the puzzle of what your show is about, which we'll get to in just a second. When you're doing the pitch, if this were to be done in live in front of other people, you want to be sure that it's organized, that it's proper grammar and spelling in your presentation materials that you provide, that we can follow it clearly with contents, divider pages, headings, subheadings, all of those pieces. So let's talk about what to include in the presentation, and then typically are also included in the leave behind in a shorter version. Asterisks indicate they're required for the assignments. Please take note, what's your production company name, what's the program or series name, got to have those. Log line, you got to have your log line. The log line is very, very important. It's going to tell us what the show really is. You're looking to say, Die Hard meets Full House. Now that may sound really strange, but that may describe the type of show that you've presented. That it's a family of with some 3 young daughters who have a dad who likes to clean, and an uncle who is an Elvis fan, and a goofball who is a supposed comedian that does impressions. They're fighting terrorists. So Die Hard versus Full House. Look at the example in the development chapter that it's posted in PDF, because it explains that there's a change that happens. There's a change that happens in the characters. And so that's what you want to focus on. Summary and treatment, this is just tell me what's going on. Plot, characters, location. Give me some idea of where this series is going to go. You know, what happens after the pilot? What happens in the next show? Do we have a storyline that's going to sustain itself for several episodes? Could be several years of worth of episodes, say, for example, a drama or a comedy. Grey's Anatomy is at 13, 14 seasons. That's a long time, but that's a lot of drama that's gone on. Maybe it's a children's program. That could work out well too. Soap operas, we've had reality, we've had weddings as part of it. So whatever you want. Oh, reality, an example was when the roadies, that's loaded, that about backstage, That's a show that Judd Apatow actually produced. Well, I don't think it was from our group, but it sure is similar. But it wouldn't be great to follow around someone who is on a road crew of a musical artist. Of course, Springsteen would be my choice. For some of you, it would be Beyonce. Others, it might be Georgia Florida Line. Anyways, target audience. Who is the target audience? You got to know that. Be sure that you use the proper age range: 18 to 34, 25 to 54. Maybe it's 12 to 24 for a younger audience. Why the audience is going to tune in. That's important. And who are the creative people? Who are the actors? A lot of pictures of actors is useful. Directors. Maybe you're the writer of it. Maybe you have a screenplay that you want to produce. What program traits are awesome about it that you want to tell us? Budget. Look those up online. You can find budgets for programs. How much is going to cost your actors, your teams? It's going to cost for catering. How much for busing if you need to, or transportation if you need to get from one place to the other. And remember, you're pitching to someone who is going to invest dollars. So cheaper is better, but if you can say, look, you got to put in the money in order for to reap the rewards, the big rewards, explain that too. Time slots. Are the time slots going to work for us? If it's on the network, if it's on a cable, what's about the day part? Is it late night? Is it daytime? Is it 8 o'clock prime time? If it's on an online streaming, you can explain that, hey, this is a great option for binge watching. So use those strategies that you learned about in class, and talk about those. Talk about lead-ins, lead-outs that might be useful. All of those pieces. Advertisers might be on the show. It could be product placement. It could be actual advertisements. It could be other, is it going to be shoes? Is it going to be cars? Is it going to be detergent? What could it be? Promotions. How are you going to promote it? Are you going to do it via social media? Or are you going to do it via traditional radio advertising, television advertising? What's the plan? Ancillaries, do you have bobbleheads? Do you have lunch boxes? Do you have board games? What are going to come from the show, and how are we going to benefit? So not only will the show make money, but maybe also the ancillaries will do so. Making your pitch online may be seem kind of difficult, but hey, why not go ahead and prepare it and actually record it like you would in the classroom? Get your iPhone out and actually tape it, or get the cameras from the school. If you are in a class that you can check them out, or you have your own, shoot the thing and record it and edit it. Or use Google Hangout like I'm using and record your presentation. Share your screen and explain to us what's going on. Use audio, use video. Typically it's 20 to 30 minutes, but if you target 10 or 15, that'll work too. It's small talk. This is what happens if you actually are in the classroom or in the meeting with the people. Hey, the weather, it's been really rainy. Well, rain was something that Noah overcame, and we've got a great show for you. It's called Noah's Ark. And you begin to talk about why that's going to fill a hole in your schedule, or why it's going to meet a certain demographic. Talk about the concept. Put in the sizzle, people. The sizzle, the sizzle, the sizzle. Show the charts. Play the tape. Make us want to see the show and want to know more about it. If we had a chance to provide feedback, we would have questions that might come through. You are looking for a commitment from us, but the buyer and the buyers that are in the room, we're likely going to lay pipe for pass, because we are going to say, okay, well, we'll consider this. We'll talk later. But if you can get a commitment for an extended treatment, or a script, or actually and in the room produce the pilot, you're living the dream. Submit that to the course den, and of course ask questions as you need. This should be fun and enjoyable for you, and hopefully those of you who are quite creative, that this will be awesome. I wish you the best, and if you have questions, do let me know.